You ever really stop and think about where your energy, where your food actually comes from? And I don't mean the grocery store. I mean, think about it. Every single bite you eat, every breath of air you take, it's all connected. It all traces back to this simple, but kind of secret recipe that plants use. It's this process that powers, well, pretty much our entire world in ways we don't even think about. So today, let's pull back the curtain on this incredible natural magic.
So, yeah, let's start with that big question right there. Where does your food really come from? Again, I'm not talking about the farm or the supermarket down the street. I mean, fundamentally, at the most basic level, where does the stuff that, builds and fuels your body actually originate? The answer, it turns out, is in the quiet, constant work of the green world all around us.
Okay, to really get this, we gotta understand that life on Earth is basically split into two teams. That's it. You've got the makers and you've got the takers. It is the most fundamental division there is, and it pretty much dictates who eats what. All right, let's take a closer look at these two teams. On one side, you have the autotrophs. We're calling them the makers. The name itself literally comes from Greek for self-nutrition, and that's exactly what they do. These are the green plants, the foundation of, well, everything. Then, on the other side, you've got the heterotrophs, the takers. And, well, they can't make their own food, which means, yep, that's us. Every human, every animal, we are all on team taker. We completely depend on the makers for survival. So if plants are these great makers, where does all this creation happen? Let's take a little journey inside their headquarters, which is basically a high-tech, microscopic food factory we call a leaf. I mean, the design of a leaf is just, it's brilliant. It's so simple. That broad, flat surface, the blade, think of it like a giant solar panel, just designed to catch as much sunlight as it possibly can. And that network of veins you see, that's the factory's plumbing system. It's delivering all the raw materials and then shipping out the finished product. Every single part is perfectly engineered for its job. But the real action, it starts on a microscopic level. The surface of the leaf is covered in these teeny tiny little pores called stomata. You can think of them as the factory's loading docks, or maybe little automatic gates. They open up to let one of the key ingredients, carbon dioxide, come right in from the air. Now, inside the leaf cells, you find these tiny structures called chloroplasts, and inside them is the real magic ingredient, chlorophyll. This is the green stuff, the pigment that gives plants their color, but more importantly, it is the absolute engine of the whole operation. It has one job and it does it incredibly well. It captures energy from sunlight. It's basically a biological solar panel. Okay, so we've seen the factory, we've seen its machinery. Now, it's time to reveal the secret recipe itself, and this is it. This is the process that powers nearly all life on our planet. And really, at its heart, the name says it all. Photo means light, and synthesis means to build or to put together. So plants are literally building their own food using nothing but light as the energy source. How cool is that? It is the ultimate solar-powered recipe. So the recipe itself happens in 4 really elegant steps. Okay, first up, the plant gathers its ingredients. Water gets sucked up through the roots, and at the same time, sunlight gets trapped by that chlorophyll. Second, it basically breathes in carbon dioxide from the air. Then, third, comes the magic moment, the production. That light energy is used to convert the water and CO2 into a simple sugar called glucose. That's the plant's food. And finally, as a little gift to the rest of us, the factory releases its only byproduct, pure oxygen. So, okay, the recipe makes food for the plant, sure. But the story does not end there. The end products of this whole process, you can really think of them as gifts. And not just for the plant, but for the entire planet. All right, gift number 1, glucose. This is the plant's instant fuel source. It uses this sugar for energy, to grow, to repair itself, to carry out all of its vital functions. It's like an energy drink, fresh from the factory, ready to go. But what happens on a really sunny day when the factory is running at full blast and it makes way more glucose than it needs right away? It doesn't waste it. No way. The plant converts that extra sugar into something called starch and stores it for later. And this right here, this is what shows us where our food comes from. That starch, that's what we eat when we're eating potatoes, rice, carrots, or apples. It's the plant's leftovers. And then there's the final gift. And this one's a biggie. What is literally a waste product for the plant is the single most essential element for us, The oxygen that gets released through those little stomata, well, that's what fills our atmosphere and allows us, and pretty much every other animal, to breathe and to live. Okay, so we've been looking at all the tiny microscopic details. Now let's do the opposite. Let's zoom way, way out and look at the massive planet-wide impact of this one single simple process. I mean, to put it simply, photosynthesis isn't just about plants making a snack for themselves. It is the engine that runs planet Earth, period. It provides the base energy for almost every single food chain out there. It acts as the planet's lungs, right? It's constantly balancing the oxygen we need and the carbon dioxide we exhale. And by soaking up CO2, which is a greenhouse gas, it plays this massive role in regulating our global climate. I mean, get this. Every year, this quiet little process creates over 100 billion tons of organic matter, basically out of thin air and sunlight. It's just mind-boggling. And hey, here's something that might surprise you. What about those plants that aren't green? You know, like this croton plant with its awesome red and yellow leaves. Well, guess what? They are still running the exact same factory. They have the chlorophyll. It's just that other, stronger pigments are kind of hiding the green color. The solar-powered engine is still in there, chugging away. And that brings us to our final thought. Just let this one sink in for a moment. What would actually happen if this silent, constant, invisible process just stopped? What if every single plant on Earth just vanished tomorrow? It's not just about losing some pretty scenery. We're talking about the air we breathe, the food we eat, the stability of our entire world. All of it hanging on this one little secret recipe from a plant.